Hello, good afternoon. Okay, so I'll stay here because my slides are here. Um, it's been a long day, and I think a lot has been said about AI, but I hope for the next 15 minutes you can sort of like listen to what does it really mean for us, no? So I'd like to be able to hopefully bring down some of the things that was discussed and highlighted in the earlier keynotes and panel discussions, and what does it mean for every Filipino or for each and every one of us here in the audience. So we don't, I guess we don't have to look far, but AI is really everywhere. It's part of our everyday lives. I mean, literally, you don't have to look far. You have to like take out your cell phone, right? And a lot of things on your cell phone, starting from the fact that when you open it with Face ID, right, is something that's AI in the works. So all of the recommendations that you see on your social media page or in Netflix, so all of that is actually AI working behind the scenes. And why is it that AI is so prevalent these days? Basic thing is that everything that we do, right, generates data. And it doesn't even have to be the things that you do online. For example, you buy grocery and you pay for it and there's a system, as long as it's digital, then data is being captured. And somewhere, hopefully someone in the background is actually analyzing that data to be able to offer better products and services for you, right? So a lot of companies, have maximized this data. Big tech companies have incorporated AI using all of the data that they have at their disposal to be able to enhance their product and services. Of course, we've heard about a lot of the call outs when it comes to using AI for something not so good, but actually, most companies, they're not out to get you or they're not out to really know you, you to cause you harm. It's really to be able to offer you better products and services. Diba? Parang ayaw naman natin na Spanish yung nakukuha natin minsan. And sometimes you really like to think, okay, what else is it that's relevant for me? And very helpful if we have those recommendations that's really tailored fit to what we need, right? So apart from all of these big tech companies using AI, we also have a lot of startups that have AI as their core offerings. So a lot of these companies are really utilizing AI. And the main reason is that, of course, they want to be able to provide better services, better products for their consumers. So organizations across the different industries, and not just the private sector, but even public sector and academe, all are using AI to be able to help drive convenience, better things for their stakeholders, whether it's the public good, the different students or the different customers. For us in fintech, it's to help push for financial inclusion, right, and really to drive the overall economic growth of the country. Okay, so just as an example, right? So what do we do in GCash? So for us, and this is something that we are sort of like very proud of, we want to harness the power of AI to really push forward with our mandate for financial inclusion to be able to help the Filipinos toward financial progress. We've talked about AI that's used in many different areas. One of the first area where we really used AI is really to accelerate inclusion. So for us, we are so proud to say that we've used data and AI to be able to, for example, extend opportunities for people, for example, using our G-score, wherein those that are typically not being able, typically don't have access to loans are being able to have access because of the data that we use as well as the technologies that we use behind the scenes to be able to harness the power of it. We've also used AI to be able to personalize a lot of the experiences on the app, and more importantly, to really level up the protection on the app as well. There's a lot of things that's happening, whether it's on the front of the app, like when you use Face ID to ensure double safe, or even behind the scenes, we have a lot of those algorithms that's protecting our customers. And internally, we use a lot of AI to be able to boost our own productivity because we know that in doing so, we're able to help us support our customers even better. Now, earlier and during the day, a lot has been said about the opportunities and challenges in the Philippines. And you know, as companies and organizations move towards really maximizing or trying to use AI, these are the things that, you know, has been said earlier. I don't have to really sort of like talk about them anymore, but we've talked about how, you know, some of the challenges is around the skills gap and how AI could replace some of the current jobs. We've talked about the need for upskilling, right? But at the same time, there's also some new jobs that will be coming out. So I think that's something that we also have to be thinking about. And also the concern about the lack of governance and security. So beyond the upskilling, what we really need is to be able to have you know, a safe space so that all of this emerging tech can be able to operate and really bring value for the customers as well as for the country. So what are the things that need to happen, right? So we say that's very important for the public and private partnership, which we are very much supportive of. And we know that the upskilling is not just about for the current skills, right? But really supporting also emerging roles. Like for example, we've had partnership with Connected Women last year to really be able to train some of the women in Gen AI and a lot of other things that's happening, you know, within the industry to support this initiative. And the second item around governance and readiness is really, of course, not just relying on what the government will do, but really within our own capacity, being able to put in place effective AI governance and readiness so that, you know, we are able to deliver the things that we want to do within that safe space. So I always tell my team that, you know, we can put the guardrails like in the front around consent and the ethical practice at the back, and we can party inside with the data. So because of that mandate, we actually have launched our own data ethics charter. We call it our Good Data for Good Charter. So this was something we launched 2023, wherein we really sort of like discussed how do we want to do our work, right? Because we think that putting in place these ethical practices will only allow us to innovate in a right way that's going to create the trust of our customers with us, right? So we've articulated some of the principles that we want to uphold. And of course, it's not enough that we say these are the things that we want to do, right? We started working on really creating that ethical climate within the organization, meaning doing the work, doing the training, putting in place toolkits that will allow us to really do what we say we want to do. And those things that we have done, you know, making sure that when we deploy our user models, there's some bias and fairness checks, you know, communicating and training people on how to think not the right way, but the ethical considerations. We have what we call our moral imagination workshops. And these are the things that will continue to help build that ethical climate. So, sino po dito ang GCash customer? Yes! So, don't worry, we're protecting your data. A lot of things we have done, and that is our sort of like commitment. So we take it seriously when we say we know we can make a difference with our data in GCash, and we want to be able to make sure that that will be a positive impact in your life. So there are things that we continue to build on, partnerships that we continue to do. For example, we work within the industry now with the Global AI Council, so we work with AAP. Part of that is being a member of the Responsible AI Council of AAP. We've benchmarked our AL toolkits with the AI Verify Foundation in Singapore. So a lot of this is to ensure that what we want to do is something that could really happen. And because at the end of the day, what we really want is to be able to, you know, build this future that is abundant for all of our customers, right? We want to innovate with inspiration. We want to see putting in place these ethical practices as something that could really help us move towards the right direction for our customers, right? We want to ensure that as we do our work, we want to recognize really the people behind each and every data point that we have to be able to promote this positive progress for everyone, right? Because, of course, at the end of the day, right, when we see AI in our everyday lives, what we want is this trustworthy and accessible AI to be empowering the Filipino lives for the better. Thank you.